if I told you we've all been told a big, bold lie? Ask me, what is the lie? Ask me. We've been told a big, bold lie, and this lie has caused us all to put on our masks. I want you to turn to the person next to you and ask them, where is your mask? I want you to say to the person on the other side of you, take off your mask. I see a problem. It's a problem where many of us are living our lives in the lie, going through the motions of life and not coming into our fullest, boldest selves. We've been told the lie that our jobs, our titles, our marital status, our networks are our net worth. I'm here to tell you a big, bold truth. And that truth is that your life worth is not your net worth. You are more than your net worth. This is a problem that has had us all bound. We step into spaces, including spaces like this. And what do we say and what do we wait for? What do you do? That's the question we ask, because that's what frames us. That's our power. That's what makes us feel invincible. But what if you wake up and you do not have that title? Can I show you a bigger, bolder, better way? Would you like to get out of the box? Would you like to take off your mask for good? Would you like to live your truth? I want to ask you a few questions. What if I told you that the business of life is the most important business? What if I told you that we're being done a disservice when we are built for professional skills, but not purpose and posterity skills? What if I told you that your profession outside of purpose leads to dysfunction, to disillusionment, and sometimes disease? What if I told you that your life worth is not your net worth? We have been told this big, bold lie, and we have lived stuck in that lie. I was there many years ago. A lawyer, a mother, by all signs successful, powerful. I've been special advisor to the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I had graduated from the Nigerian Law School as the best female law student. I was a mother of 3 amazing children. And yet, there was a void. There was a big hole on the inside of me. I wasn't looking for excitement. I wasn't bored. I was looking for more. I was looking for meaning. And you know, life has a way of stopping you and asking you the uncomfortable questions. That's what happened to me in August of 2006. As I lay on that bed on a family vacation, resting, I had my hand on my chest, and I felt a lump. The lump was the size of an egg. How does anyone go about with a lump the size of an egg on the inside of them? unless you were not paying attention to what matters. And so, as I sat on the doctor's chair hearing those words, Udo, you have cancer, or whatever the words that doctors say in that sort of moment, what I heard was, you have cancer. And you guys know what else you immediately start hearing. And something changed. Something shifted. You see, cancer isn't just a health crisis. For me, it was a life check. It forced me to look at my life and to begin to review where I was coming from. Who was I without my breast? Because I went on to have a mastectomy. If you don't know what that means, you can Google it or ask ChatGPT. And so here I am, 36 years old, married to the love of my life with 3 children, lying on that bed and wondering, who is going to bring up these children? Cancer forced me to renegotiate my life. It forced me to start recalculating. You know the GPS. I was in South Africa many years ago when I was going through my treatment. And you'd go on this road, and because they had these things called booms where they close off roads for security reasons, each time I would drive up, the GPS would say, recalculating. For some of us here, we may be hearing that already. A cancer diagnosis forces you to ask even tougher questions. Have I lived fully? Have I served faithfully? What will I leave behind? Have I made a real impact? And that's when I realized that the things that we count truly don't matter. And yet, isn't that what the schools teach us? To set our goals, financial goals, the numbers, and when those numbers fall short, we feel inadequate. And here I was, having to reassess my worth. Who am I without a breast? Am I still a woman? That question may be similar for somebody who during the pandemic you lost your business, or you lost your husband, or your wife, or you've been through some crisis that forces you to ask, am I still enough? Am I still enough? Because you see, for a woman, your breast represents your worth, or so I thought. But after I did the recalculation, I realized there is more. And it gave me an opportunity to redesign my life. I realized that my life's worth is not in my body. And yes, my body is firm and strong now, 18 years later, and I am grateful. Grateful. We worry about our jobs, our finances, whether we're married or unmarried. We take our value from external things. If we ask people we've just met, what do we ask them? As I said, what do you do? Today, I want to introduce you to a new idea. How about we ask people, tell me about yourself, and see how they respond. Then you come face to face with the human. The human is a powerful being when they know who they are. So, I've been on this journey. I've built my business gratefully. I've raised 4 children with my amazing husband. One is married, got married last year. I'm now a grandma. 18 years later. a grandma, 4 children, and thousands of men and women that I have made it a point of duty to show them a new way, a new philosophy, a new principle. A principle that says we are more than our challenges. We are more than our circumstances. We are more than what the country lays before us. On the inside of us, we have the power to decide what matters. And you know what I found? What matters is how you impact the world, how you impact the person beside you. That's what truly matters. I have now built and designed this blueprint over the last 15 years. I became more intentional, and I refer to that blueprint as the high impact life blueprint, and I'd like to share that with you. There are 5 P's I want to leave you with. The first is purpose. Purpose is calling. What is it? It's asking you, who are you? What drives you? It's important, the things that we do, but the foundation is purpose. Have you ever seen someone who arrived at the top of a mountain only to find that that career ladder was the wrong one? I met a woman a few years ago at a mall in South Africa. She had just stopped being the CEO of a mega bank. And there was just something completely different about her. She seemed lost without the title CEO. I meet former governors, former this, former that, and they hang on to the formers. Now, if they understood who they truly are, they will recognize that they're more than titles. I was more than special advisor. I'm more than a mom. I'm more than a grandma. I'm more than a real estate entrepreneur. I'm more than a Forbes Business Council member. More than all those amazing things. I'm more than my failures, and I've had a lot of failures. Oh, I'll tell you about one of them as I wrap. 16 years ago when we launched Fine and Country, which, by the way, I signed the license for Fine and Country when I was going through chemotherapy. Talk about limitless. And when we launched, I stood on that stage in front of all those diplomats, lawyers, doctors, professionals, and I boldly declared that in the next 5 years, we would have 100 branches, 100 licenses of Fine and Country across Nigeria and West Africa. It's 16 years now. Ask me, did I accomplish that? Have we accomplished that? The answer is no. Am I a failure? Not when you understand that your life worth is not your net worth. The goals unaccomplished do not represent the full extent of who you are. Because in that same time, I've gone on to build lives, not just property. The second P, thank you, represents power. This is the zone of our profession, and this is the zone that most of us tend to camp out. But I want to present to you power as your profession in a different way. You know, most times we're stuck in a box. I studied law, I studied medicine. And so you have to be in that box. What if I were to tell you that you are multi-dimensional? You have multiple expressions, and you have a responsibility to unleash it. But first, identify your zones of excellence, the areas that you're going to become a master at. Yes, it is Aristotle who said, excellence is therefore not an act, but a lifestyle. Choose an area and master it. And guess what? The skills in that area are transferable to the public sector, to sitting on boards, to advising, to coaching, to raising grandchildren. Oh yes, this is the one we all want to know about, but I just want to leave you with this. Prosperity is important. It's important. But it's not about money alone. There are ways. It's about focusing on value. The fourth P is the P of prominence. I'm passionate about this. It's not about being prominent for yourself. It's about every business leader stepping into the place of leadership by bringing the next generation up. As we've seen today in this hall, it's not just about what we're doing in our businesses. Who are you training, mentoring, building for the long haul? Have you documented your success into a blueprint so that you can pass it on to other generations? Finally, let's talk about the last P, posterity. Posterity matters. This is about legacy. Legacy is not about prosperity. Rather, it's about the lives you touch. Every aspect of developing countries in particular has an area where we can make a difference using our lives, our careers, whatever it is that we do. I want to say to you right now, I would like you to imagine a new world. Would you please close your eyes? Let's imagine a world where your life's worth is not your net worth, but the impact that you have on others. Let's imagine a world where each day you choose to show up fully present, not just for yourself, but for those around you. Imagine this world where you unleash your purpose, your power, prosperity also, prominence, and legacy. A life lived fully without limits. Now open your eyes. This is your moment. Don't wait for permission. Start today. Start stepping into the place of your purpose. Discover your power. Create sustainable value. Take the lead in your industries. And most importantly, leave a legacy. Your life worth is not your net worth. Thank you.